Yo, what the YouTube is your boy De-essing coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. We're gonna be doing a V3 of NoCap. NoCap, all right? So if y'all like this video, tell me actually what's y'all favorite NoCap song? What's y'all favorite NoCap album? Comment down below. Okay, if y'all like this video, suggest more artists, all right? You want to get a preset? Check the links in the comments. Let me know what you think. So let's go right about now.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit on meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit on meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
All right, that's me trying to do my best impression of NoCap. All right, so I've already kind of like, this is my third time doing NoCap, and I always enjoy doing a NoCap preset because I just know NoCap, he has a certain type of texture, a certain type of feeling, a certain type of vibe to his vocals that we can always go into deep depth and talk about. So here's the auto-tune settings. We got it on 5 retune speed. It helps give that snickers, that snickering. She bad and petite, titties in the knee. It helps bring out that snickering in his vocals, so that's why the auto-tune is there on these settings.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
All right, so that's the auto-tune settings. Now let's see what it sounds like with and without the preset.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
Nice vocal preset. And now you like this one. I like this one a lot because it has this crispiness to it that probably most of you really want. That melodic crispy, that frying pan. It has that nice little sizzle of top in this vocal preset, and yeah, we did something like different a little bit here. So first thing that I used was the Abbey Road TG mastering chain. I used a little bit of this tape equalizer. Okay, most importantly, this tape saturation was providing some of the sparkle to the top end, and also pushed a little bit of this presence band. So these two things in conjunction is how I started building my high end out right out the gate. All right, I like the TG mastering chain on vocals just because I like these different shelves and these bells and all the different shapes of EQ it has. So I know there's in the manual, it talked about all the shapes, but I don't care. I just like play around with it and I scroll and like get something to sound good. Like Tetris, I'm putting up these building blocks trying to get everything to fit in with the lead vocal, all right? And then we have this parallel compression part here. I like to play around with it, and usually this part is very aggressive. This part is very aggressive. So I use that to bring the hand still bougie. She better petite. TD. I'm using that to bring out more emphasis to help make be a hype man to the the already NoCap lead vocal and just make it lit.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit in meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
All right, so main thing about that, you hear how like without that Abbey Road TG mastering chain, without this parallel compression, it sounded like a little bit laid back, a little bit too much, but that's good though. Like sometimes you want the rapper to sound laid back on a song like this because he's talking about the hoes, you feel me? Talking about girls and fine shit, and it's all about that player shit, you feel me? So you want the rapper to bring the player energy, and then you as the engineer will bring the upbeat energy, which will match the hard rap beat, you know what I mean? So that's how you bring it to equilibrium. You know, you as the engineer, you like Denzel Washington, you the equalizer, you feel me? You got to get that thing from beginning to end, all right? Okay, and then we got the de-esser.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit up neat. She know she up. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit up neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but
all right, so I did a little bit different. Went with this type of the pincher sidechain, and you know, of course, that's just because I knew I was aggressive right here in the mid range. It says presence knob, but it could mean like a bunch of shit. All right, so yeah, I just used it on my presence knob. I know it has mid range bark. Something like this is like good for electric guitars, but that mid range bark kind of you know, to put a little bit of bite back in that bark. You feel me? Put a leash on that American Bully, which is the mid-range of the vocal, pulling it back with that de-esser, somewhat aggressive. Then I did another de-esser with the C6. I just like this preset, start with DS, and it's a demutter de-esser.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
Ooh, and it's sounding fresh and crispy. At that point, we bring in the REQ6. And yeah, I just used this EQ right here. You know, I just did this shape with Kai. I really hollowed out that low mid. He got like this super hollow low mid. Well, his voice don't really have that much beef and body to it anyways. No cap. It's more about that mid-range snickering. So it's all about that mid-range snickering. It don't matter if you recording yourself. You got to learn how to analyze somebody's voice. You know what I mean? Sometimes and hear what is that main attribute. Sometimes you got to do that for yourself, and it's not as easy because you're looking at yourself in the mirror, trying to be objective about what your voice sounds like. You might think that you have a voice like Playboy Cardi, and you don't. You might have a voice like somebody else, you know? So you got to be able to self-diagnose your voice and what's the main characteristic, bring it out, maximize strengths, minimize weaknesses. So that's what I'm doing. Man, we don't even need that low mid. I took that shit out, boosted that little snickering, and then, you know,
she really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sit up neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a.
Find ourselves on the RVOX. We know the RVOX is just giving some desperately needed 5 pounds of weight onto the it's giving some desperate the RVOX is bringing some body fat over to the vocal. So we're doing it through compression, not boosting the EQ.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
It's like a difference between putting on fat and muscle. So you hear like this is giving the vocal more weight, but more like muscle and not fat, where it's just a blob of mud. It's just bringing actual like size, but in a good way. And you hear it more manifested in the upper end rather than the lower end. So this is shit that you gotta like. You got to have a certain ear. You just got to study and listen to music every day to even be able to hear that. You feel me? Like the density area of where the fuck is it putting the weight on, you know? I imagine the vocal to be like an exoskeleton. You know, in science class, they had a skeleton. And, you know, pretty much I'm building the skeleton, which is the vocal. And then, you know, there's going to be certain times where I'm putting up this bone here and this bone here. But I'm building a bigger body with every single plugin I put on that motherfucker. And then, you feel me? Now we got the fresh air. You might have to dial it back for people who got a pretty high voice, but that's just where I ended up at.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She staying still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titties sitting neat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
Just gives us that perfect Wendy's grocery bag, Winn-Dixie, Walmart grocery bag, local supermarket bag frequency. It just sounds very plasticity. It feels very plastic, the texture of that high end versus if I would have used the analog EQ, it would have maybe sounded a little bit more smoother if I would have boosted top end. So then I find myself on the silk vocal, and I'm just cutting up mid range. I'm cutting up high end because it's easy to get in a very annoying voice when you have all this fucking auto tune and all this high end. The specific no cap sound has to be done a certain way. It has to be prepared a certain way. Like if you want to go get sushi, you want to go get some sushi, it's got to be prepared a certain way. Shit got to be cut up and rolled. The rice got to be set up in a certain fucking way. So that's what we find ourselves on the silk vocal. We getting everything rearranged, mostly making sure our mid range is not overbearing, our high end is not getting out of hand.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
So you got to think about this. This plugin is bringing texture too, bro. It's making the auto tune sound like it's got holes in it. That's the only way I can compare it to. And of course, you can see on the GUI that all these cuts are not round. They're pretty sharp at certain frequencies, and they're dynamic, and it's making the vocal just sound a little bit more sharp. And the auto tune is just ever so slightly vibrating. It just makes me think I can hear the molecules of the vocal a little bit.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
See, I could see the molecules and the particles. I could hear it. You know, I just hear like the small imbalances, like the small dots in between it, versus where without the plugin, it just sounds like a round blob, a big piece of steak. Boom, you dropped it right on the fucking kitchen table. You feel me? Versus where like now this is feeling like more like ribs that are all cut up in individual parts and shit. You feel me? Man, basic ass H delay, basic ass reverb. Top end is somewhat extended to give shimmer, making the vocal feel a bit brighter. Doubler stomp, always gonna throw that doubler stomp on a auto-tune style vocal because that phaser and flanger underneath is gonna blend everything in. Then the most important is the deadly weapon, the nuclear missile that helped this vocal really cut through was the Waves MV2, bringing up some of that low-level detail. I call this plugin the Waffle High plugin, the Ego plugin, because this reminds me of waffles and pancakes. When you pressing that motherfucker, it's pressing the vocal, it's condensing that milk in that sugar and everything, and condensing it and turning the vocal into a solid pancake, upfront vocal that cuts through.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite.
And you know, when you say, but her ass still moving. Like if you ever want to bring out those fine details, those 1 to 2% details, you're gonna use that Waves MV2. That Waves MV2 is good for you because that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna bring out the details in the vocals for you. Okay, so that's what it's pretty much gonna do, all right? And yeah, that's what I like. You know, I always usually have a balance of, when it comes to vocals, is the same number here, it's the same number there, you know, and I think I have a couple different presets. No, well, I'm capping. But yeah, I usually have it like 2, 4, 6. I usually do it in like even numbers and shit, you know. And yeah. And then last thing, NoCap, Adlib.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar.
Typical NoCap chorus type of ad-lib. We did push a good amount of high end so the ad-libs to still cut through so you can still hear what he's saying. They still intelligible. I use the silk vocal all the time on ad-libs, just isolating my mid-range like Carmelo Anthony around the rim, just ISO ball one-on-one, you feel me, type shit. Michael Jordan in the fourth, Kobe in the fourth, ISO ball, one-on-one, isolate that hoe, you feel me? And yeah, isolating mid-range again, you feel me? I just only want mid-range, and then I use the doubler to spread, you feel me? Like some Welch's grape jam on some bread, and then we got the delay.
She really ratchet, but her ass still bougie. She standing still, but her ass still moving. She bad and petite, titty sitting meat. She know she a problem. She count every dollar. She really ratchet, but
All right. That's pretty much the end of the video here today. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. What's your favorite NoCap song, favorite NoCap album? Let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to check the links. Grab the preset. Hey, you want that pro sound? Here it is. And we broke it down, okay? So thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Suggest more artists down below. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.